Welcome to our latest Wandering Walks of Wonder adventure. Today we're headed on a special adventure to Santa Fe, New Mexico. Santa Fe is the oldest capital city in the United States and the oldest city in the state of New Mexico. It was founded in 1610 and the city's full name is La Villa Real de la Santa Fe de San Francisco de Assisi, which means the royal town of the Holy Faith of St. Francis of Assisi. Along today's route, we're going to see some of the oldest residents, commercial areas, and churches in the United States. History abounds in this area of New Mexico, and Santa Fe has always been at the epicenter of this activity. Our walk begins on historic Santa Fe Plaza. We're looking at some of the oldest history in New Mexico, as well as in the United States. This plaza was originally and still continues to be this day the central gathering place in town. Here we'll find a perfect mix of Spanish, Native American, and Mexican cultures. On our left, we're passing by the Palace of the Governors. This takes up an entire block of what's called Palace Avenue and is one of the most historic buildings in the United States. In fact, it's the oldest continually occupied public building in the United States. For over 4 centuries, the rooms in this building have seen history unfold. Untold events of gaiety and gloom have happened within these thick adobe walls. The offices in the complex have seen governors from Spain, Mexico, and the United States issue decrees that have shaped this area of the country. As we head up Palace Avenue, we're going to be walking by Trujillo, Prince, and Senia plazas. The home that became Trujillo and Prince plazas was once the modest 1828 to mid-1830s residence of French-Canadian fur trapper and trader Antoine Robideau, Brigadier General Kearny's interpreter in 1846. This is an example of what one of the plazas looked like. Actually, this particular plaza is known as Prince Plaza, which provides a courthouse, and this is very historic because in the room that you see just ahead of us, just past the chili peppers, once was the place where Robert Oppenheimer and a crew of people began development of the atomic weapon. Between 1050 and 1150, the city of Santa Fe was originally occupied by several Pueblo villages. There is some archaeological evidence that there were settlements as early as 900. This village was called Acapulco, and the cluster of homes and other buildings spread for over a half a mile from what is today's Central Plaza area. In 1598, Don Juan de Oñate led the first effort to colonize the region as a province of New Spain. Oñate and his son established the province of Santa Fe de Nuevo Mexico during this time. He chose as its capital a small settlement known as San Juan de las Caballeros, which sat just north of present Santa Fe. Oñate did not find the expected riches of gold in the region. He also became a tyrant who was cruel to both the Native Americans and the Spaniards and was eventually fired as governor. In 1680, the native Pueblo people drove the Spaniards out of Santa Fe and much of the area we know today as New Mexico. Relations between Indians and the Spanish were not good for one reason, and that was religion. In their efforts to Christianize the Indians, the Spanish missionaries did everything they could to eradicate the native religion. But this resurrection was short-lived, and in 1692, Don Diego de Vargas recaptured the area, and Santa Fe became the provincial capital of Spain until 1810. Overlooking the northeast corner of the plaza is the Italianate-style Catron block, which was built in 1891. Powerful lawyer, banker, and politician Tom Catron occupied its second-floor offices. It replaced a merchant by the name of James Johnson's two-story adobe and wood frame building that was constructed around 1847. In the 1870s, this building housed not only Catron's offices, but the First National Bank and the Santa Fe Daily New Mexican newspaper. Ahead of us is one of the most famous and beautiful buildings probably in all of downtown Santa Fe, and that is the La Fonda Hotel and Restaurant. The site you see before you sits at the exact location where the first inn was built when the city was founded in 1607. This makes it the oldest hotel corner in America. When the Santa Fe Trail was blazed from Missouri by Captain William Becknell in 1821, his party found a hotel that was already named La Fonda here in Santa Fe. The building that you see today was constructed in 1922 and originally was operated by hoteler Fred Harvey for the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railroad.
says it's something. It's Is that a Firebird? Orange one, is it a Firebird or Camaro?
The New Mexico Museum of Art is the oldest art museum in the state of New Mexico. This Pueblo Revival style building was designed by Isaac Rapp and built in 1917. Over 20,000 works of art are included in the extensive collection inside. The art collection includes priceless pieces that are hundreds of years old to more contemporary cutting edge works from today's most well known artists. Important pieces from Gustav Ballmann and Lucy Liepard can be viewed inside the museum. It also has one of the largest collections of Georgia O'Keeffe paintings that are prominently displayed in many galleries located throughout the museum.
laundry.
To our left, the building you see with the blue trim and the two-story building with the balcony is the Delgado house. This house is a great example of some of the local adobe construction that was modified by some of the more ornate architectural details seen in late 19th century homes. This home was built by Felipe Delgado in 1890, and it's unusual as it has a second story wood balcony and a full stone basement. In this area of Palace Avenue once stood Donna Tula's gambling hall. Sonoran Mexican born Donna Maria Gertrude Barcelo operated her posh saloon and gambling hall here from the early 1830s until 1852. Reputedly Santa Fe's best Monte game dealer, the red haired cigar smoking Donna Tula soon grew wealthy. But she was scorned by many of Santa Fe's residents when she quietly aided the U.S. by helping fund its 1846 wartime expedition to Mexico. The Georgia O'Keeffe Museum opened in 1997 and houses the largest collection of O'Keeffe's works in the world. It is the only museum in the United States that is solely dedicated to the artistic work of a woman. The museum opened 11 years after the death of O'Keeffe and is a showcase of her life, her art, and a style of painting known as American modernism. Inside are over 3,000 objects of art ranging from O'Keeffe's iconic flower, skull, and landscape paintings to her works highlighting architectural forms, rocks, shells, and trees. This large 10-room house is one of the finest examples of New Mexico territorial style architecture found in Santa Fe. The original site of this home was first occupied by James Conklin, a French-Canadian trader who came to Santa Fe shortly after the Santa Fe Trail was established in the 1820s. This house was built in 1851 by Conklin's son-in-law, Pinckney Tully. Tully was also a Santa Fe trader. Ahead of us is the Alfred M. Bergier House. This house was constructed in 1870. This stately two-story home, set back from the street amid these large trees and a grass lawn, was originally built as officers' quarters for the Fort Marcy military reservation that was located here in Santa Fe. This home is significant as it was the location where U.S. President Ulysses S. Grant and his wife Julia stayed during an extended visit to Santa Fe in 1880. In 1866, Jenny Mitchell, wife of New Mexico Territory Governor General Robert Mitchell, wrote to the Board of Missions in the Presbyterian Church in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, imploring that a minister be sent to Santa Fe. At that time, the city was nothing but a bunch of rowdy outlaws and loose morals in a growing city that needed to be tamed. Miss Mitchell begged that a minister of the Presbyterian faith be sent into town. Thus, the oldest Protestant church was founded in New Mexico and Arizona. The Sweeney Convention Center was constructed in 2008, made out of the iconic Santa Fe historic adobe architectural style. Inside, the building has traditional Navajo rugs, Spanish colonial tin accents, carved furniture, and other pieces made by local artisans. As we walk past Santa Fe City Hall, we'll see some of the public artwork that's here. One of the statues that we'll see here on the corner in just a few minutes is a statue of St. Francis of Assisi. Again, remember that this town, Santa Fe, is named after St. Francis of Assisi, who is the patron saint of New Mexico. The Cathedral Basilica of St. Francis of Assisi is the mother church of the Archdiocese of Santa Fe. The Catholic faith has a long history in the region. In 1598, the first sandal-shod feet of Franciscan friars entered the area. These priests were accompanied by the Spanish colonists who were migrating north from Mexico. When Santa Fe was founded in 1610, the first Catholic church was built in the city. During the Pueblo Revolt of 1680, most of that church was destroyed. The only part of the original church existing today is inside the cathedral as part of the La Conquistadora Chapel. Following the revolt, a new adobe-style church was completed in 1714. In 1846, New Mexico was conquered by the United States during the Mexican-American War. Pastoral care of the large flock was transferred from the Bishop of Durango in Mexico to a new bishopric in Santa Fe. The small adobe church in Santa Fe was now designated as a cathedral. In 1869, the cornerstone for this present cathedral was laid. Although lack of funds had not allowed the cathedral to be completely finished, the building was dedicated in 1886. In 1895, the cathedral was consecrated. The Loretto Chapel is a former Catholic church that is now used as a museum and wedding chapel. It is most famously known for its unusual helix shaped spiral staircase and the mystery surrounding the building of the miraculous stairs. The staircase has been the subject of legend and rumor since the late 1800s. Just before the end of construction on the chapel in the 1870s, the architect of the building suddenly died. One of the few remaining items left to be constructed was a way to get to the upper level choir loft. The architect didn't leave any plans. Many churches of that style simply use ladders to climb to the loft, but the nuns who owned and operated the church wore long habits and didn't feel comfortable climbing up ladders. So for 9 straight days, they held a prayer vigil asking that St. Joseph intercede and provide a solution. On the 9th day, a shabby, dirty stranger appeared at their door and he said that he would build them a staircase to the choir loft, but he would need complete privacy and the chapel would need to be sealed for 3 months as he worked. 3 months later, the nuns re-entered the church, and lo and behold, they had the beautiful staircase that allowed them to get up to the choir loft. It's still a mystery as he had no tools or very primitive tools and never asked for any money or supplies to construct this beautiful stairway.
Exactly.
San Miguel Mission is one of the oldest standing churches still used in the United States. Although an exact date of construction is not known, it is widely believed that the church building was completed in 1626. Records indicate that the church was damaged during the Puebla Revolt in 1680, and parts of it were rebuilt in 1710 following the reconquest by the Spaniards. The church was constructed to provide worship service for the local poor folks who may have felt intimidated worshiping at the much larger cathedral just down the street.
new name was like 17.
That's inscribed on the
It's inscribed on the,
So this is from 1710.
all of this. The whole thing is
It got me running back.
As we exit the church, we're now looking at what is probably the oldest house in the United States. This pueblo was once inhabited by a tribe from the Tano-speaking Indians in the northern parts of New Mexico. The foundation of this house dates back to the 1200 AD. I hope you've enjoyed this Wandering Walks of Wonder adventure here in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you on our next Wandering Walks of Wonder adventure. Take care now. Bye-bye.